Only one more garden to go. As luck would have it, Geoffrey's property didn't have a fence, making access very easy. They stood looking down into the dark well, and Dreamer said, "Let's get on with it." Soon the boys had Dreamer roped up, and he was being lowered into the dark and dank well. Dreamer was leaning out with the rope supporting him. He had every faith in his friends as he placed his feet on the slippery walls of the well, inching himself slowly downwards towards his goal. Then his feet slipped from beneath him. His body now swung out into the middle of the well, and the sudden jerking descent alarmed him. But the boys took up the strain, now placed on the rope, and halted his sudden and uncontrolled descent to the bottom. Now dangling, Dreamer took a torch from his pocket and shone it at the wall in front of him. "Hey boys, what are the chances of this? I have stopped just in front of the hiding place. I can see the bricks are loose. Send down the bucket," said Dreamer. BB was leaning over the well, relaying instructions to the others. "Stop, boys. Dreamer thinks he has found it." Now they lowered the bucket down, and Dreamer's rope was tied off to a nearby tree, leaving the boys free to help Dreamer. They watched as Dreamer placed the torch in his mouth and carefully began to remove the bricks one by one to reveal the treasure that had been hidden for so many years. All the time, one of the boys was keeping a sharp eye out for Geoffrey. Dreamer now took the chest out of its hiding place. It was wrapped tightly in plastic, but found he didn't have enough hands to replace the bricks and hold the chest. "What are you doing, Dreamer? Don't worry about putting the bricks back. We will dump them in the bushes on the way back," said a now nervous sweetman. The bucket was pulled up slowly, the bricks were removed and placed in the bushes. Then the bucket was sent back down for the treasure, as Dreamer was concerned about dropping it as he was coming back up. Bearing in mind he had lost his footing on the way down, and the thought of being lowered into the evil-smelling stagnant water that filled the bottom of the well filled him with a sense of dread. Then all the boys started to pull Dreamer and the treasure trove back to the surface. The ropes were quickly wound up. BB whispered, "Maggie, are you here?" Then, to their surprise, Maggie appeared from the well, making the boys jump. Just then the kitchen light went on, and the boys saw a figure at the back door. "You boys get out of here quick. I will take care of Geoffrey," said Maggie. Geoffrey had tried to open the door, but it seemed to be stuck. The longer he held onto it, the colder the doorknob got, until it became too painful to hang on to. Maggie had returned to the well and replaced the bricks, as she thought it would be advisable to replace them, just in case Geoffrey became curious and looked down the well. She was so close to finding peace she didn't want anything to sabotage it, but she didn't have anything to worry about it in the end. The experience with the door had put Geoffrey off investigating any further. A sense of relief washed over Maggie when the kitchen light went off. Meanwhile, the boys had made their way back to the safety of Dreamer's Nan's garden. Relieved, they stumbled back into the tent and the lights went on. The boys let out a sigh of relief as they burst into laughter at the night's antics. The tension just faded away as they rolled up laughing. Sweetman was holding the chest. He took his penknife out of his pocket and carefully cut the plastic coating away. Then opened up the chest and found some documents. "What's in there, Sweetman?" the boys asked in unison. "I do hope we didn't go through all this for nothing," said Dreamer. "There's a letter, a diary, and what looks like a last will and testament." "OK, I will read the letter first."